Welcome, everybody. So, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I sincerely thank each of you for being here today in Odessa, and thank you that we started your visit, our summit, from the very heroic place where we can see our heroic people from, yes, our patriots from Odessa, and thank you very much. For this moment. Odessa is a very important city for all of us, and not just a symbol of southern Ukraine. It's a crossroads between northern and southern Europe, so between the Balkans and the Caucasus, and between European stability and the threats to undermine it. And Odessa has always been a gateway, and today it stands as a gateway to our shared security. The security of southeastern Europe and the Black Sea is indivisible. And this has been obvious to Ukraine since 2014 and became clear to the entire continent in 2022. Yet, even today, we are compelled to fight not only for our country, but to ensure this reality becomes the cornerstone of a new regional policy. And I am pleased to welcome the following leaders here today in Odessa: Presidents of Moldova, Maya Sandu, Montenegro, Yakov Milatovic, Romania, Nicușor Dan, Serbia, Alexander Vucic, Prime Ministers of Bulgaria, Rosen Zhelyaskov, and Croatia, Andrei Plenković, and the Hellenic Republic, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, and the Speaker of the Parliament of Albania, Elisa Spiropali, and First Deputy President of the Government and Minister of Environment and Physical Planning of North Macedonia, Izet Midjiti, and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of Slovenia, Tanja Fajon. Our today's agenda will cover the following issues: regional security, resilience to hybrid threats, bolstering trade and transport networks, and energy security, demining, post-war reconstruction, rehabilitation, health improvement, and support of military personnel, children, and veterans. Dear friends, dear leaders, I'm glad to welcome you to our very beautiful city, to Odessa again, and we continue our regular meetings with the countries of southeastern Europe. And sadly, our region is one of the Russians' main targets for causing chaos. And we've seen this before across the Balkans, where Russia fueled ethnic tensions, sabotage, and even coup attempts. And we've witnessed attempts to manipulate public opinion in Romania with Moscow's involvement. And for 3 decades now, Russia has tried to keep Moldova in poverty and instability, to bring it fully under its control. And if Europe loses in Moldova this year, it will embolden Russia to interfere even more in your countries, taking from you your resources, your sovereignty, and even your history. And that's why supporting a European Moldova, not pro-Russian or oligarchic forces, is a critical task for all of us. And the same goes for Ukraine. Moscow doesn't see Ukraine as the country, just as a pillar of resources and a military staging ground for its next invasions. We all in the region are dealing with the same source of destruction. Today, I suggest we will focus, and especially me, I will focus on 3 things: defense, unity, and real development. And you can all see Putin does not want to end this war. He believes that as long as he can fight and dominate his neighbors, he stays politically alive. But no matter what he believes, our job is to force Russia into a position where they must seek peace and political survival by non-military means. And this is absolutely possible. Defense support for Ukraine. We need it to protect our cities, our villages from Russian attacks, and to make Russia feel the real cost of war at home. Air defense systems, drones, crucial. And another key tool is, of course, sanctions. Your support for joint EU sanctions decisions is vital. The EU announced its 18th sanctions package. It can be stronger, especially in targeting Russian oil tankers and its financial sector, and on the oil price cap, a cap of $45 is better than 60. Anyway, it's understandable, it's true, but real peace comes with a $30 cap. That's the level that will truly change thinking in Moscow. Next point, we all share the same interest in EU enlargement and the strength of NATO. The EU gives Europe the power to compete globally. Without it, European nations could be overwhelmed by other big global players. And that's why we must support each other, those of you moving toward the EU and Ukraine in its membership talks. This year, Ukraine needs a clear decision on the negotiation clusters, of course, and we've met every condition. Blocking progress now only wastes time for all of Europe, and all our nations count and deserve fair enlargement. The same applies to NATO. And yes, Europe has to do more for its own defense, but everyone in the United States should remember twice before destabilization in Europe dragged American soldiers into devastating wars. That's why it's so important for America to stay engaged in European security. NATO holds the security structure of Europe together, and every European country has the right to choose its own security path. The upcoming NATO summit must confirm that. Just as the EU and NATO are essential, so is our cooperation in infrastructure, transport routes, energy, communications, digital systems, and we need to show people clear annual progress in all these areas. Russia's war and its blockade of Ukrainian ports showed us how vital alternative routes through neighboring countries are. And we already have those alternatives thanks to you, of course, and dear guests. And every country should have the same readiness for any crisis. And finally, again, we are here in our beautiful city in Odessa, and this beautiful city is a target for Russia, and it wants to destroy it like it did countless cities and our villages in occupied territories. Russian war plans point to this region, Odessa, and then toward the borders with Moldova and Romania. And of course, we need protection now, but even more, we need long-term guarantees that this can never happen again. That's why I'm asking all of you to treat security guarantees after this war as a practical need. From air defense to cyber threats, and we need real tools for deterrence and rapid response. Let's look at our agreements, armies, and our infrastructures, strengthen everything that keeps our nations safe. Thank you again for coming. Thank you very much. And thank you. Slava Ukraini!